Hello everyone, Brian here. This is a video on what's growing on this raised planter. We're in June and all of the cloudy days are behind us now, and the plants are starting to explode with growth, like this Tomatillo here. This is one plant and it has a really large canopy, a lot of flowers. It's a pollinator attractor, and it's being held by a couple of stakes here. For the most part, when it's warm, it is standing on its own. I'm just checking to see if that's the case by taking the tension off, and it's holding up by itself. On one of the cooler days, it tipped over and I thought it had broken in half, but staking it helped it out. I've also noticed that maybe it's designed to tip over and start new plants, and all these little nodules here will become roots. I don't know the botanical name, but I think they're called aerial roots. And I also wanted to test out what would happen if I stuck a sucker into the ground, and this thing was only 6 inches long when I put it in there, and it rooted and has gotten bigger, but eventually I'm going to pull it out because it's creating too much of a canopy for the plants under here, and I want them to get sun. And these are Italian Roma tomatoes. They're an determinate type of tomato, which means we want it to bush and leave all the suckers on here. It's already starting to flower, so I'm looking forward to the flower and tomatoes soon. And here are the suckers. These you would want to take off on an indeterminate tomato, but since this is a determinate, again, you want to leave these on. From there they'll produce tomatoes as well. And down here I've also begun to mound dirt on the tomato plant. That allows the roots to grow where it's mounded and give the tomato extra abilities to extract nutrients from the soil. Over here are some thank you lettuce plants, and these are pretty much a thank you seed packet from an online order I made with botanical interests. Lettuce are something that I normally don't grow because in the past, without too much experience, I've lost them to slugs. So you're welcome, botanical interests. I have lettuce here now, so thank you. Back here is a little tiny Roma tomato. It was started a little bit later. This is a jalapeno, and I've cut it in half to encourage what's happening right now, which is bushy growth. And with bushy growth will mean more jalapenos. And behind is this Black Beauty eggplant. It's I've learned that eggplants are heat loving, so it should explode soon, especially with the 90-degree weather that we got today. And behind it are a couple of Black Prince tomatoes, and it's an indeterminate tomato, which means it'll grow vertically, and I've already taken all the suckers off of it. And there's a nub where the sucker used to grow, so I've taken them all off, and it's already started to flower. And it's said that tomato blossoms have this certain resonance that they need, so by tapping them you can encourage pollination. And bumblebees are said to be really good pollinators because they have a certain vibration and resonance. And here is a Black Prince tomato in the making. So yeah, once again, back to the bumblebees, they're said to have this resonance that helps loosen the pollen and pollinate tomatoes. Along here, I thought I saw signs of tomato hornworms, but it turned out to be flecks of dirt. I thought they were droppings, so if you find droppings, look for them quickly, otherwise they'll devour your plant. This is a yard-long bean, and I started the seeds when it was still cooler, and yard-long beans love heat, so hopefully they're not stifled or anything, and they'll explode once things warm up. So I have to keep an eye on them. These are beefsteak tomatoes. It's an indeterminate tomato, so they have to be suckered. And I like to take off some of the lower leaves. I should come back later and mound the dirt to encourage more root production. That's another beefsteak. And this is a green tomato. I always forget what it is. I think it's Queen Anne or something Anne. And it's growing. It would grow a little bit more, but it's kind of under the canopy of the Tomatillo. And sometimes I'm conflicted about whether to remove the Tomatillo or not, but I think I'm going to leave it. That once again is the Italian Roma. And all along back here are yard-long bean and tomatoes. Down here are some Thai holy basil, or Rama Tulsi, or Krapao. Those are all the same names for this plant. I'll make another video about it, but it's a pretty cool plant that I've been trying to grow for the longest time. Well, first to track down and now grow. These are spinach, and I have a few plants growing. There's supposed to be more, but either cutworms or pillbugs or slugs get them at nighttime, so I had to resow them. But they're good for just making omelets from. This is probably a rogue plant. I'll let it grow a little bit bigger to figure out what it is. This is another rogue holy basil. That's a Vanna holy basil. And over here are a couple of chili peppers, togarashi, Japanese chili peppers, and this is the Himo variety, H-I-M-O. There are two growing in this bed. And along the edge of the bed are some Carota carrots. And I've already thinned out some carrots and had baby carrots with my meatloaf. So they're growing nicely. And the cool thing about carrots is I let them grow and come and harvest them as I need them, and they could stay in the planter for a long time. I know as you let them grow, they get denser and denser, but if you boil them, it'll get soft again. That is a spot where I had a California Wonder bell pepper, but it was pulled out by accident. Then I put more seeds, and the seeds germinated, but I think once again the stuff coming and chewed up at night, either pillbugs or slugs, so they're better to start them in pots. And here I am removing the suckers off the Black Prince. So once again, suckers can become their own plant and they draw away the nutrients. Back to this Tomatillo. It has got a really nice canopy, and it is also an attractor of pollinators. So if you need bees and other types of pollinators in your yard, plant a Tomatillo. They're very easy to grow. And not only honeybees, there are other types of little tiny honeybee-like insects that are on this plant. I don't know what they're called, so I'm sorry I can't name them for you. Yeah, that's what's growing in the planter. Back to